Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how you can create this shader in Blender, so let's get started. As always I will use this HDRI, you can find a link to that in the description. Hit Shift A and add a plane, and let's also add Suzanne. With Suzanne selected, go to side view by pressing 3 on the numpad and Ctrl 3 to subdivide and shade smooth. Now rotate it like this and let's get it down and move it up. Now rotate it again, select the plane and scale it up like this. Now shift select Suzanne and go to the shading tab, click on new and press Ctrl L, link materials. Go to the render properties, this shader works best in cycles. Now go to color management and set the look to very high contrast. Let's go into rendered view. Here let's set the subsurface to 0.06 and set the roughness to 0. To see the subsurface scattering more on the plane, let's go into edit mode and press A and E and extrude it down like this. Go back into object mode and let's add a mix shader. Put that here and let's also add a glass BSDF and plug that into the bottom here. Add a mix RGB and let's plug the color into the color here and into the factor. Now we need a gradient texture. Plug the color into the color 1. Now set this to spherical. If you have the node wrangler add-on installed, which comes with Blender by default, you can now select the gradient texture and press Ctrl T and let's use the object. Now add a wave texture. Plug the color into the factor here and let's set it to Y. By the way, if you want to have these previews here, you can get the node preview add-on through the link in the description. Add a mask wave texture. Set it to 40 and let's plug the height into color 2. Keyframe the W here and open the timeline. Make sure the mask wave texture is selected to see the keyframes. Set the end frame to 50, go to the end and set the W to 0.5 and keyframe it again. Now go here and set the distortion to 4.3. As you can see, I just saved. Go back to layout mode and let's position our view around here, for example, and add a camera. I ended up positioning the view around here. Now press Ctrl Alt 0 to go into camera view and press G Z to move it on the local Z axis. Let's save again and go into preview mode. I think I'm going to rotate the camera on the X axis a little. Hit Shift A and add an empty plane axis. Now go up here to snapping and set it to face. Press G and Control, and now it's going to snap to the faces. I'm going to position it in the middle here. Select the camera and go to the object data properties and enable depth of field. By the way, let's set this back to increment. Now select the empty here. I'll set the f-stop to 1.2 and the blades to 16. Let's go back to solid mode and save again. I'm not saving in the preview mode because sometimes that tends to crash my scene for some reason. Go to the output properties and set it to JPEG here and set the quality to 100%. Let's create a new output folder. I just created a new folder. I'm going to call the images rendered images and put an underscore after the name. Blender is going to automatically assign numbers to the frames if you do that. Click on accept. Let's save again just to be sure and go to render animation. Now that it's done rendering, close this window, hover over the file location and press Ctrl C and go to video editing. Make sure you are on frame 1 and set the file format to FFmpeg video. Go to encoding and set it to MPEG-4 and the output quality to high quality. Now go down here and hit Shift A, image sequence, and paste in the location minus the name. Press enter and A, enter. To make this a loop, let's go to the last frame and set the end to 100. Now hit Shift A again, image sequence, and go to sort and sort by modified date. As you can see, now it is in reverse. So press A and enter and move it by 1 frame. Now if we press play, we've got a loop here. Let's hit Shift A and image sequence again. I'm doing this because for some reason Blender, if you create a new scene, Blender will still sort by modified date, and I'm going to set it back to name. So now click on cancel and go to render animation. So that's it for the tutorial. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what I should do next, and I'll see you next time.